So he is running around with a micropenis.
This gives small energy. This gives impotent vibes.
She has maintained steadfast that she believes that a lot of the men in the MAGA movement have small penises. Not only little energy, but also micropenis.
In the middle of an argument, yelling micropenis, thinking that you've won, that means you are a feminist, whether you claim to be one or not. If you watch I highly recommend the Ash Wednesday, not because I'm in it, but because of the guest that Rachel Wilson was on last week.
She's great. And
we talked about, she runs into quite a bit feminists and she discusses them, and she's really quite versed in the history of feminism. Its roots in pseudo-spiritualism, socialism, the occult, for lack of a better term. And she talked about how often then you just have these women, they go, you got a tiny micropenis. So I actually want to present the case to you that any woman out there who uses the attack of micropenis, and I'll give you a five-point case as to why. Anyone who uses that line of attack is a feminist, even if they claim to be conservative. They are acting as a feminist. Micropenis, scream that out when you can't win the argument.
The men in the MAGA movement have small penises.
Small energy.
As a micropenis.
We go micropenis.
Scream it out when you can't win, and having brain on feminism. Just find a place where you can scream micropenis.
Like, it's so small.
And I know, and by the way, I already know, you'll see this in the comments. They're like, really? Someone that upset about it? That's something that someone with a micropenis would say. Be that as it may. The point still remains. When facts and logic cannot win a debate, we're still discussing feminism, you can simply revert to the feminist line of attack. And anyone who uses it is a feminist or a subversive femcon. Just, they'll use the line of attack, micropenis, tiny.
So he is running around with a micropenis.
There's so much more energy.
What
are we doing? What are we doing?
This gives small energy. This gives impotent vibes.
She has maintained steadfast that she believes that a lot of the men in the MAGA movement have small penises. Not only little energy, but also micropenis.
That's what you do when you have a micropenis. When they go low, we go micropenis.
Now, this segment could be really short, and I could prove my point by the second you hear micropenis, you yell, "Canyon cut!" and then everyone would say, hey, that's chauvinism, misogyny. Exactly, that's my point.
I'm going to treat you like a man.
Yeah, exactly. So, 5 reasons that anyone using the term micropenis, or if they use that in a debate, it proves that they are a feminist. It encapsulates, it crystallizes all of the primary, really the tenets and the grievances that critics have with feminism. So you can hit the bell there, Billy. Point number 1. Okay. A woman in an argument or debate shouting micropenis is a woman trying to act like a man. Just to be clear, that's feminism. It's inherently not feminine, right? They're trying to act like a man and using that line of attack. And they're doing so quite poorly, because that brings me to number 2. Micropenis, small penis is a completely irrelevant, totally irrational, non-debatable line of argument that really can't be refuted without committing sexual assault.
Need to define the terms too.
That's the feminist thing is attack, and then that's their superpower, play victim while they're the aggressor. That's what micropenis is. Because no matter what you say, you're like, well, look, you probably shouldn't do that. That's probably not appropriate. Like, that's something that someone with a micropenis would say. Well, sexual assault, me too. There's no good way.
You're registering with your neighbors.
That's exactly right. I have to be fitted for Office Space glasses. Point number 3. It is a woman acting a way toward a man that would never be permissible if she was a man. Right? As silly and benign as it's like, I don't think any guy is ever actually bothered or offended. Like, micropenis, no. Sure, fine, whatever. It's deliberately designed to cross a line that would result in a man being slapped for the same behavior. Women do this very often, but under the umbrella of, I'm a woman, so you can't do anything. So if a guy said, yeah, that's a micropenis, tiny dick energy, here's what would happen. You'd probably go like, okay, all right. And you'd go back to the point. If a man kept going micropenis, you'd go, look, we either need to have a conversation about this topic or we're just going to have to stop here. Micropenis, you probably come to blows. A woman saying those things is relying on you not treating them like a man. Also, don't infantilize them and treat them as equals. Number 4, it is, again, a feminist MO. It is a sidestep to reputational damage instead of addressing the argument or facing the conflict head on, right? It's the same thing as opposed to facing an argument, facing conflict, which men tend to do in a more straightforward way. That's why I think that gossip and high school-like drama is very feminine. I don't like seeing guys do that in debate. It's the same thing. Rather than addressing it, it's like, actually, here's a tiny dick. That's what feminists do. That's what women do. They don't fight. There's no physical conflict. They engage in reputational damage. That's why Me Too, all the false accusations. In the middle of an argument, yelling micropenis, thinking that you've won, that means you are a feminist, whether you claim to be one or not. And number 5, the reason it proves that they're a feminist is because, like all modern feminist post-sexual liberation, it's called projection. They're only saying micropenis because they, in fact, have a huge vagina.
He looked very confused.
Yes.
The sound design.
As Travolta would.
Some people are going to say, are you suggesting, what's the solution here? We try to offer, are you suggesting sexual assault? Yeah. I guess.
That's what we're wondering.
Any feminist who dares to use the attack of micropenis must be met with the response of, as I said, Canyon, and immediately subjected to conducting a physical examination on the spot. It is the only way. Otherwise, it must be disregarded. Anything else? No? You guys notice that's a big thing. It's tiny.
Well, they just assume that our egos can't handle this thing, that we all sit around thinking about such things. It's so offensive to us.
Yeah.
Think, I'm going to get him.
Well, no, it's the
I'm
same
going to get him
thing
where it really hurts him.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing as like Joe Shell. Like, it's the same thing. Like, you're just totally sidestepping the arguments. Like, come on, just debate the points.
Yeah. Yes.
You don't have to do that.
Hey, do you like what you saw? I don't know how because it's on YouTube and we have to cut all the good parts out. So you should tune in live weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on Rumble. We can still speak freely and even use words like and get and whoa. You've been here this whole time?
Yeah. Snuck in.